Alright, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to solve a basic radical equation. And these aren't too bad, but there's a few things that you have to know. And I'm going to write down some steps over here because I always find the steps to be helpful. And the first step is isolate the radical. And this is just like solving a basic two-step equation initially. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And when I do that, I get radical 2x minus 3 equal to 5. The radicals to some people quite scary. So once you have that isolated, you just square both sides. And what happens here is if I square this side, and if I square this side, radical 2x minus 3 times radical 2x minus 3 just becomes 2x minus 3. And I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just showing you that that's what it actually becomes. But 5 squared is 25. And so once I have that, you just solve like a basic two-step equation. So solve for x. No, goodness me. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get 2x equals 28. And divide by 2. X equals 14. But there is one last step, and this is super important, and it's to check. So I'm going to take 14 and plug it in. 2 times 28, 14 is 28. Minus 3 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. Well, let's see. 2 times 14 minus 3 plus 5. Does that equal 10? Let's see. That's going to be 28 minus 3, which is 25, plus 5. Does that equal 10? And the answer is yes, 5 plus 5 does equal 10, so it checks. I'm going to show you one more example. So I'm going to erase this. But we're going to follow the same steps, and let's take a look. Something different might happen this time. Let's see. If I had 2/3 radical 3x minus 1 plus 7 equals, I don't know, how about 5? Well, I'm going to subtract my 7 first, and I'm just kind of making this question up off the top of my head, so hopefully something nice will happen. Oh, my wife's going to bed. Good night, lovely. Oh. So I'm going to multiply by 3 halves. And I do that because 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6, and so they cancel out. And so I'm left with radical 3x minus 1 equals negative 2 times 3 is negative 6 over 2. And negative 2 goes into negative 6 negative 3 times. So I'm going to just write that in. And now I square both sides. You have to be careful here because now I get 3x minus 1 equals 9. Add 1, I get 3x equals 10. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X equals 10/3 or 3 1/3. Now, I'm going to go back and check this. And let's see what happens. I get 3 times 3 1/3 minus 1 plus 7. I want to know, does that equal 5? 3 times 3 1/3 is 10, minus 1 is 9, so I get 2/3 times that plus 7 equals 5. I want to see if that's correct. Well, this is going to be a 3, so I get 2/3 times 3 plus 7 equals 5. And then I get 9 equals 5, which is not correct. So my point is, you actually have to check your solutions. And the reason why this gets messed up, the reason why this doesn't seem to work, is because when we squared this value, it was negative and then became positive. If that had been a positive 3, this all would have worked. So my point is, you do need to check your solutions, especially if you happen to be squaring a negative value. That's it.